All right, guys. Let's read this publication together by Dr. Fatima Bio. Okay, as you can see, Fatima Bio's false claims, against Koidu Holdings exposed the conversation that pulled back the curtain. Right. So as Koidu Holdings, suspends operation and over 900 workers remain jobless, the recent audio leak has significantly altered the public's understanding of Fatima Bio's so-called fight for justice. This is an audio recording that got leaked between a Paramount chief and one of the Koidu staff. So it has really exposed the fact that, by the way, this is on LinkedIn, Dr. Fatima Bio's LinkedIn profile. So if you don't have LinkedIn, this is where you can find her, okay? So I just want to read this for you guys so you guys could be on and see exactly what is going on. What's going on, Sierra Leone? She asked the questions. Kono district is in turmoil, not because of an international crisis or natural disaster, but because an unhinged First Lady, Fatima Bio, has chosen to wage a personal war against Koidu Holdings, a significant investment partner in the country. This diamond mining company has long operated in the Kono district. Hey, don't get me wrong, we all know there are flaws with the contracts that have been signed, but there was no reason for Fatima Bio to disrupt these people. So again, some Sierra Leoneans quickly embraced Mrs. Bio's narrative that her sudden activism on behalf of the mines workers was rooted in compassion and justice. She claimed the company paid low wages and denied workers basic facilities like toilets, healthcare, and water. But a now viral audio conversation between a Paramount chief and a displaced worker paints a very different, sobering picture. In the audio, the DP, the displaced worker, pleads with the Paramount chief for intervention, worried that Koidu Holdings may be preparing to exit permanently. He observes that the company appears to be removing its equipment and fears the permanent loss of livelihood for many, asking, where will we find other jobs if the company closes permanently? The Paramount chief tries to offer some comfort, reminding the displaced worker that at least he has learned a trade and could repair generators. But both the PC and the Paramount chief and the displaced worker quickly retorted that message. How many people have generators in Kono? This starkly reflects the region's limited economic opportunities without Koidu Holdings. The PC does not hide his frustration, the Paramount chief. It reminds the displaced worker of how he had advised workers against their confrontational approach toward the company, but he was branded the enemy. Meanwhile, figures like the Koidu mayor and the First Lady were embraced. So the Paramount chief is saying that when they talk about they left for approach, Koidu Holdings with this kind of force, and they can't really disparage them, they ignore them. So are they feeding the 900 displaced workers now? This was the question that they're asking. The chief asked with frustration. Now, so the 1,000 people that would have lost their job, what are they feeding now? Now Fatima Bio and the mayor on Kono? So the PC continues. Because of cheap politics, some people brought in the First Lady, assuring her that by protesting with the workers, the whole of Kono would love her. That might be true, but if interference backfires, the whole of Kono will hate you. So this is what is actually happening at Koidu Holdings. Damage in lies and national silence. When asked about the truth of the First Lady's claims against Koidu Holding, the DW calmly dismantles them, which is the displaced worker. Did you go to the bush to use the toilets? Because this is some of the things with Fatima Bio don't claim, lie about internationally, which is why Koidu Holdings is suing her for disparaging their reputation. So the Paramount chief, did you go to the bush? They asked the other worker now, the displaced worker, the Paramount chief, they asked her, this leaked audio, WhatsApp audio. He said, a bush, not go toilet? He said, no. No, sir, we were not going to the bush, going in the bush. Did you not work, did you not have a workers' clinic? Yes, sir, we had a clinic. Did you not have clean drinking water? Did you not have drinking water? Yes, sir, there was water. So the PC says that Mrs. Bio's false public accusations have tarnished the company's image internationally. It's like someone falsely accusing you of rape. It follows you everywhere. So he says people may not want to buy diamonds from the company accused of worker abuse. It notes with pain that despite these damaging claims, no government official has stepped forward, to correct the record or distance themselves from Fatima Bio's remarks. Now the company is forced to fight back with international legal action and shutdowns. So guys, I want to share this with you. This is on Dr. Fatima Babi's LinkedIn post. I know a lot of Sierra Leoneans, like 0.005% of Sierra Leoneans know about LinkedIn. But go there, watch this, see what is actually happening. Read this for yourself if you're on LinkedIn. But if you're not, I'll just do screenshots here and put it on the page as you see, so you guys can see it. But this is the reality of what Fatima Bio is doing. So when they tell you that they are fighting for these people, this is the damage that they are causing, because they're not doing it for the people, but they're doing it for themselves. All they should have done was go back to Parliament and try to ratify all of these contract laws to reflect very positively on Sierra Leone. And they should have had a better alternative plan to ensure that if Koidu Holdings is going to pack up and leave, you know, at least there is an alternative plan. But at the end of the day, you cannot tarnish a company's reputation. We all know about Blood Diamonds. That was one thing. Sierra Leone has worked over the years for clear that bad reputation of Blood Diamonds. Then now these guys are sitting here destroying Koidu Holdings, their hand to mouth. How they make money is by selling diamonds. And when you tell them that they're not taking care of their workers, there are organizations and people out there that fight and stand up for workers' rights to ensure that nobody is abused, you know. And so people will not buy the diamonds because now the diamonds of Sierra Leone are tied to worker abuse, you know, tied to blood. So this is the impact that it has. But Fatima Bio, because again, stark illiterate, you know, because this is the problem of illiteracy. Now you make not able to think about this, and then her husband is just incompetent as well. 22 years unemployed. Now he's a president. They're destroying our country's reputation. So this is what you need to know about Fatima Bio and Julius Maada Bio. These are the most incompetent African couples who will ever occupy the reins of office. So that is what you have to know. That is what you have to learn. But there is more on Dr. Babi's page that you guys can learn from. All right? Okay. Bye-bye.